These Simpsons are predicting an insane future for NFTs. We have right around the corner a massive amount of money ready to come in for Bitcoin spot ETF, and Hong Kong is coming from the top ropes on the head of Gary Gensler. All this and more on today's blockchain basement.
Bum, 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 bum. You ready for this? I'm ready. Welcome.
If you're gonna screw me, at least pull my hair.
Hell yeah. What you got?
They could start chopping off fingers. They're like, give me your seed phrase, but I don't know it.
Out to give the numbers out. And I was like, no, hang up the phone right now.
Or like when it dropped in 2020, was it like exciting?
400,000 to 600,000. The generational signals are now.
Level. So I don't even know if we're gonna get back below there. But if we do, that's kind of where we.
Welcome all to the blockchain basement. I'm Drew, always bringing you the truth. We're joined by some fantastic individuals here today. Haven't seen you in a while, Josh. Have you been? How have the travels been?
I'm good. I look very bright in the camera. I'm glowing today.
Yes.
I'm doing good. I'm back in Atlanta. I'm excited to be here. We're here for the week, guys. So we'll be seeing a lot more of the face this week.
I'm ready
to debate.
Yes, we're going to have you on the live, I'm sure, tomorrow. I'm excited for it. We got a whole new setup. Thank you, BJ. The man who has a lot of anger for me right now. Because we've been working hard.
You
We've
shoved a
been
taco
working
in my
hard.
mouth. We all right.
Yeah, but I mean, do you like the new setup, BJ? How's your feels on it?
I hate it.
You hate it?
Yeah.
It's new.
It reminds me of a totalitarian takeover. Just like you.
Oh, my God.
Wait, Drew, did
What?
you see that new news?
What's that new news?
You're a Fed.
Oh, I'm a Fed.
You're a Fed.
Well, I've
And
heard
I'm
it all.
fed up with
Ooh,
you.
we got Josh's buddy in here. We'll take him on the PTC. Have a seat there. Owen will get you all sorted out. Welcome on into the show.
maybe.
Hannah was out
we'll get
at
him mic'd.
a convention type thing. She was around a bunch of devs. Hannah, tell us what you did on Friday. I'm a little confused. Was it cool? Was it not cool? It was in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, so it's like an emerging community out of, it's guys from Georgia Tech. They're like young in their 20s, but they have the Web3 ATL. It's a convention. So that was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I was up there.
Gotcha.
And the Atlanta blockchain, it's a whole community. They have events on Thursdays in Midtown. I was just telling Josh, there's like an emerging Atlanta crypto community. So
Okay, I
I'm
like
excited
it.
to
Look at your
keep-
sweatshirt with the. We need to wear this. Yeah,
the
that's a
vintage
really nice.
Nike.
Yeah, the
You
color
got Nike
backdrop.
kicks on?
Nike
She does got Nike
pearls.
kicks on.
Great color
Yo,
backdrop
some
here.
good J's.
And then we have a buddy here. I don't know if he's got a microphone. You can swing your microphone over to him if you want, Josh. But let's get a view on him. We got this shot, Owen. He's thinking on the fly. There he is.
Let's go. Thanks for
I don't
having
like
me, guys.
Get up in that
He has
microphone.
long hair.
Get up
Dude,
on that
long-
He looks
microphone.
like a dirty
You
hippie.
kind of
Get
look
up
like
closer.
Big Pay. A little bit.
Oh, you do?
He looks a little bit like Big
This
Pay.
is the new Big Pay.
Yeah. We,
They're gonna have braiding competitions.
he's like, you're
I
like,
can braid my hair quicker.
dude, I want to eat margarine now. All of a sudden, I can't believe it's not butter. You know,
Oh,
what I
you're
mean?
making
You got
Fabio
You got
references.
them locks, man. Well, thank you one and all. It's Monday. We're happy to be in crypto. Jake, the crypto snick, boosted 2JZ, Laro, meanless, got a plenty of ooh-woos this morning. Good for you. Sin Diesel, Crimson Caravan Company, all the absolute savages. So, yeah, markets are looking pretty good right now. I'm going to just look at where we are with
You want him to come squeeze in
Bitcoin.
here?
Oh,
Up to
I mean,
you.
you can if you want. You want to squeeze in the middle? You want there? Or sit there? It's up to you.
Come squeeze in. Come
Yeah.
squeeze
Cozy.
in. Come squeeze in.
Oh my God!
Yeah, we
Unbelievable.
will.
Well,
I need to
this
sit
is
between
great.
the two
Hold on.
long-haired
Do the
Yes.
full
cavemen.
thing. Look at this hair.
I have to exude my dominance.
Okay, let's try. Look at the hair on this man.
God, I gotta
Incredible.
Like, flow mine out.
Absolutely.
You know what's crazy? My hair used to look like that.
Yeah.
Jeez. Did it? What
No.
happened?
Never.
I never had the curly style. I had like a Jim Morrison look at the height of my music
My
career.
brother does
but-
have really long hair though.
Does he?
Yeah.
You know.
It's like BJ's.
Don't knock it. I mean, Bitcoin had a great weekend. We're still right at about 35K, 34.9. XRP, Ben's stealing the show. As far as movement here, along with Injective, obviously, Bitcoin or XRP went from 48 cents all the way up to 71 cents, and this is in a pretty short amount
my
of time over
goodness.
the last month. That's some good movement for a larger project. It's like number 4 or 5 in market cap. To see that kind of pump 35% over the month, making me feel bullish on just the general markets. And then obviously my baby Chainlink just chaotically holding up above its psychopathic $12 level. Absolutely brutal. It'll be interesting to see if this thing, I do expect it to retrace back down, but my God, it's been on an absolute tear. So this is what we're looking at right now. Definitely feeling like an uptrend. So I would be very, very careful shorting this market right now. I know there's a lot of doom and gloom out there, and we're going to get into that. There's some doom and gloom on the traditional markets, but here's where I'm at. This macro environment and essentially what I'm seeing in the crypto's price movements compared to the fear and the price movements of the traditional markets, this feels exactly to me like the end of 2020. Everyone's saying doom and gloom and it's going to break now and nothing's going to work and it's all going to go to hell. And then no. They pull little sneaky levers of repos on treasury bills, or they just print 80% of currency in circulation. Things were done to stop the cataclysm in 2020. Obviously, it's a Band-Aid over a bullet wound, which is now we have exuding leakage from in our current situation. But do not underestimate the power of our United States government and the banking infrastructure in their ability to arbitrage their future to further existence. Do not underestimate that because they are masters of doing so. So we're going to get into it, a little bit of the, prepper doom stuff here, but in essence, I feel like the chaos is back, and I feel that we are fully back into, altcoin season. I feel like it's right around the corner if we're not already in it. I do hear a lot of people calling for pullbacks, and that's reasonable. I can see a Bitcoin falling back to 32 and another chance and a little bit of sideways movements. But on the macro markets, they're having some problems. The U.S. Treasuries have declined by 17% this year, which is the worst return in more than 200 years. These Treasury returns are poised for the third straight year of losses for the first time in our nation's entire history. Now, after this week's gains, the Treasuries have built up their fighting chance to avoid this very, very nasty outcome. Now, I will just pull this up, and I think our heads are blocking it. And Owen, if you can, move my head when you get a chance. But this is our current situation. These are larger candles. This is a macro view. This goes all the way back to 1787, right after the Revolutionary War. And the thing that I wanted to note here is the violent reaction upwards that we saw in this time frame to fix the issues of treasury returns. And you get an absolute spike. You see this drops down, nasty little middle finger back up there. Every time this thing drops below, you can see that there's interventions that make for a violent upswing. So I understand that the treasury returns have fallen, and we have some countries moving that slow process of de-dollarization and offloading our treasuries, but it takes decades to do. So just keep that in mind when you see all the doom porn going on. And this is also going on. So global central banks, not the U.S. The U.S. has not done their rate cuts yet, but this is global central banks are now cutting rates at the fastest pace since the pandemic. We have a zoom in here. This is basically what we've seen over the past few months, and this is global. This is countries that are having to tap out before the United States. But this is giving me an overall signal that risk assets are definitely coming back on the table. I know a lot of people are like, no, when COVID happened, there was no reason to buy Bitcoin or crypto, and that's exactly opposite of what happened. A lot of people did move into those things because they saw them as more aggressive chances to outpace the inflation that was going to be created by doubling our money supply in a short amount of time. It's
being created. Can we get a Mr. Miyagi meme with him going risk on, risk off?
Oh my God, we should.
Is that our thing?
Yes, we should. Risk on, risk off. That should be a thing. We got to get on that. We got to make some video memes. Got to get
That's
up in those
one.
video
Yeah,
memes.
chat, can you I love the bingo cards. If you haven't seen those yet, Josh. Chat
check
made bingo
these out.
cards.
Yeah. They
But
play
also,
bingo.
get on that Mr. Miyagi meme.
Look at
That's
this.
so cute.
They play bingo.
Also, I've noticed that
Chat
made
is
this?
roasting me, man.
people move around the boxes to their advantage. I saw that every time BJ says a 7-syllable word, that box has moved. I saw it. I saw it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I've said any word that long.
You say high syllable words in general, though.
Yeah.
You trip me up often. I'm a hillbilly. Okay.
Oh.
Forest of the trees kind of guy.
I mean, the neuropeptide arginine vasopressin is technically one word,
Dude,
but
see, why are you
is
this
that
way?
7 syllables?
Dude, that's probably 8.
Maybe.
the way
I
it
can't count
sounded.
that high.
That was a lot.
I'm out.
That was a lot.
I'm out.
So here's the week of what to watch in DeFi tokens. If you're bullish on DeFi, we're going to be paying attention to all these things. But this is from the DeFi Investor. ARB Eco Incentives go live this week with ARB's staking proposal that did go through. Aptos had $172 million worth of Aptos being unlocked on the 12th of this month. So we'll be watching that as well to see if it has any impact. XRP, between the SEC and Ripple, must propose a briefing schedule on related charges to their case by November 9th. The overall final meeting timeframe is still slated for April 16th of 2024. We'll see if that timeframe sticks according to what
Right around the happening.
I know, right? It's right as the happening happens. It's incredible. Then we have HFT with a massive token unlock. If you are in a HFT, 73% of its supply will be unlocked on the 7th, which is tomorrow. So most of it will go to the team and investors. Keep that in mind. They might not have that immediate dump pressure, but those things are happening this week.
They will.
You think so?
Oh, founders are greedy, man. It's not the founders, essentially. It's going to be primarily the VC capitals that just want their money back. Do you ever use CryptoRank.io?
Oh, yeah.
I love that website. Yeah, Chad, if you ever look up the vesting schedules, it's like just a cliff. And cliff just, that means dropping off in, volume. So,
Absolutely.
There's going to be a selling wall coming.
Absolutely, man. And there's one project I wanted to just make mention of. I know I brought it up one time last week because it was in the midst of a larger kind of write-up on real-world assets I was doing, but I keep seeing Maple Finance. So I just wanted to, and I also like Pepe the Meme. So just want to remind everyone that Maple Finance, it is looking to be one of those hyper-focused RWA projects. And, it's coming on the heels of Lend and Aave. It's decentralized lending. And, its backing is with treasuries and things of that nature. So it's just an interesting narrative I see built up. Maple is probably going to be a part of a basket of other RWA projects that catch some limelight. But I am going to be
what is that?
Real world assets.
There we go.
Yes,
Hell
real world
yeah.
assets. And it's been crazy.
Josh is roasting me.
No, my God, he's not roasting you. Here's the story. Arbitrum
that out
did
loud?
approve that initial vote to activate staking. I felt good about my Arbitrum buy. I got in a Arbitrum last week at like 96 cents. And it's definitely pumping since then. There's some things that I'm starting to see. I mean, obviously, altcoins kind of all move together in large. There are going to be outliers that we've seen, like Injective and things of that nature that have been really ripping. Oh, yeah. But this is what I was seeing on Arbitrum, which is why I was feeling good. I saw a double bottom here. So, in essence, that's what kind of built my confidence up about getting back into it. But this double bottom pattern, it's also on Avalanche, which I saw. Let's see here.
So what you're
Avalanche.
saying is that chat needs to spam 1 for just the moment of silence that we need to take for all the altcoin and Bitcoin holders waiting for Bitcoin to go to 12K?
Yes. Well, that's long since passed. I've danced on those graves already. They're done.
You guys can get on me for 19.7, but at least that's a CME gap. But 12, which is below the production cost.
It's back on Twitter now. There's some
I know.
trending
12?
Twitters right now,
Oh
like
my
with
God.
like 500, 600,000 views. It's like
I know.
12K Bitcoin.
5% away from here.
Very sad. But look at this. Another double bottom on the yearly.
Nice.
You know what I mean? We got double bottoms all over the damn place. We got DAG creating a double bottom. Like basically the majority of my altcoins are all reading this same signal.
So what
I
you're
didn't know you
saying-
hold DAG.
Well, you didn't know I
DAG.
held DAG. You
Constellations.
like DAGs?
Oh, Benjamin Jorgensen's dope, man.
Yeah, okay.
Their
Well,
fireside chats are dope.
Okay, so you like DAGs?
I
is what
like
you're saying.
DAGs.
All right. I like DAGs too.
I like
so-
looking at constellations.
Yes.
So we need to get the rights to Queen's Fat Bottom Girls if we're going to be getting all these double bodies. Double bottomies.
Dude, we should. We should.
I don't know if I need a lobotomy.
What?
No, just kidding.
Lobotomy.
That's what it sounded like you said.
Lobotomy.
Lobotomy.
Well, with something kind of fun, Zach XBT liked our post on warning people about the Ledger Live app that was snuck onto Microsoft App Store this weekend. About more than $500,000 was stolen. Just be really careful out there. Almost more than 500,000 in Bitcoin was stolen from users that downloaded a fake Ledger Live application on the actual App Store over the weekend. Super unfortunate. It's highlighted by Zach XBT, obviously, as I said. And God bless this guy for staying on top of things the way he does. I mean, he got this out like it felt like within just a few minutes of it happening.
Well, it's easy to release it when you're the one that put it up. I'm just kidding.
my
That's an
God.
absolute joke.
Whoa.
Absolute joke. I'm kidding.
All of a sudden, we just see like your IP
Oh
address
my
pop up on the
God.
screen. Like he just hacked.
Zach XBT is going to pull me up and be like, this piece of shit,
Yeah.
which you're not wrong. That
Yeah.
doesn't take a lot of investigative journalism, but no, he's been awesome to the space, and I
Yeah.
am very thankful.
I know. I mean, to seeing that break live time, and then, that's just I always hear news organizations try to shy away from their use of Twitter. They're getting all their news from Twitter.
Of course
they
they
still
are.
You
best
can't turn
news.
it off. It's the best news. It's the best news. It
know-
happens immediately. It's fantastic.
You know what was interesting about that? What was it? $588,000
Yeah.
was only like 16.8 Bitcoin, I think, right? That's such a small amount of Bitcoin. It seems like I don't know. Maybe I'm just used to larger numbers in the news.
We're broken inside.
It could have been a lot
If
worse.
it's not 8 billion, I don't want it.
Yeah.
It's as SBF would say.
Yeah, last week I didn't touch this as much as I should have last week, but the FedNow
That's what she said.
system is pissed at Bitcoin Magazine. Coming out, a crypto publication, Bitcoin Magazine claims it had been threatened with legal action over its FedNow T-shirts, hats, and other items. Basically, it's just Uncle Sam's getting pissed at us fudding their new bags. This is what they will use in 2025 to roll out
But
international
do they
payments.
trademark it in those industries? So
What,
there's
the
a
FedNow?
hilarious YouTuber that made a CNN shirt that doesn't say CNN. You can guess the letters on that.
Oh yeah.
But he also made Mythbuster stuff because they didn't get the trademark and licensing on apparel. They licensed it in different categories, but then he grabbed that. But obviously, they can put them under. But if the company does not get it in the intended industry, you can also copyright in that industry. So
Can I ask what it means to be half of an 80s James Bond?
Half of an
Band.
80s James Bond
80s
film?
jam band.
What? Oh, jam band. I thought you meant my glasses are off, so now I'm blind.
80s James Bond.
You look like you could be Enrique Iglesias. You know what I mean? I feel like that power ballad coming.
Have you ever thought about getting LASIX? Is my question.
me?
Yeah, 'cause you got glasses too. So
No,
what's the
I
emission
haven't.
schedule on that?
On what?
Greta, it's not Greta Thunberg
Oh
approved.
my God. No, I haven't thought about getting LASIK. I know a lot of people like them. It kind of freaks me out, the idea of having a laser.
Some space
zapping
lasers
me.
in your eyes?
Directed
That kinda
energy
worries
weapons,
me.
you know.
That kind of worries me.
You gotta be wide
know?
awake for it too.
Oh my
They're,
God.
like right there.
You know, when I had a vasectomy, the anesthesia didn't work. So I'm kind of worried about using a hospital at this point. I won't be going there unless I absolutely have to. So, no, I have not thought about that. Really, that's what scopes are for. You know what I mean? I could just use a scope. It's going to be fine. And plus, you do things at night
Just
anyways.
go to Yuga Labs next party LASIK for free.
Oh my God, let's cover that.
Well, first
my
off, UV
God.
spectrum is a wee bit different, but hilarious.
Oh, so something really bad happened. Here's a statement from Bored Ape Yacht Club. Apes, we are aware of the eye-related issues that affected some of the attendees at Ape Fest and have been proactively reaching out to the individuals since yesterday to try and find the potential root cause. Based on our estimates, we believe that as many as 1% of those attending and working the event had these symptoms. And while nearly everyone has indicated their symptoms have improved, we encourage anyone that feels that they need to seek medical attention to do so just in case. And the internet,
Ooh, that is them admitting fault.
this is the internet's having fun. Blind Ape Yacht Club.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's coming, but this means we're back, baby. Because right as this happened, The Simpsons came out covering NFTs. Look at this. I want to play this, Owen. I'll go back to the beginning here. Let's put this on. All right, here we go.
The art museum is closed forever. Instead, our entire collection will be digitized and sold for a fortune on the blockchain as non-fungible tokens or NFTs.
Okay.
Whatever.
Then we got
this one.
Ready,
Ready,
Owen?
Owen?
Doing it.
Technology! I've lost Bart forever! No!
Oh my God. He minted Bart. So Bart disappeared, but he was worth 1.4 $5 million.
So if they burn the RWA,
Stop there.
Real world assets, a whole human.
I mean, his ass is hanging out. So
So what you're saying is mint the NFT and then take a Molotov cocktail to your house.
Oh man, I mean, I don't know if that's what
you're gonna want some Febreze afterwards. That's all I'm saying.
But God, The Simpsons predict everything. This makes me feel more bullish for
How old was
NFTs. This was yesterday, or like over the weekend, or
It,
Friday.
like, it first aired over the weekend?
Yeah, it
gosh.
just came out.
Wait, if
So-
they're predicting it, that means we're.
I know. That's what I'm saying, you guys. Like,
just walk in.
even if we're bearish on NFTs, there is no stopping.
Has anybody seen that show? Like, is it
Wow.
called Upload yet?
Wait.
Where, like, I think it's on Hulu. Where like right before you die, you can upload like your brain, and your brain explodes, but then you're forever a digitalized avatar. Yeah,
Oh my
that's
God.
interesting.
I would only do that if it came with a mech warrior. What you got, Hannah?
On that note, I know people have talked about like freezing their bodies.
Yeah.
And like having
Demolition
them
Man.
thaw out like in the
No.
future.
Ew.
But no, that's like, it's like some people literally want to do that. Like I know
Like how
funny
Finney.
example, but like Logan Paul has talked about it on his podcast. Like
Oh, please free him and Jake Paul. Just freeze them.
Yeah.
No, but like no freeze them so they can just be frozen, but he's like I'll freeze myself and then thaw myself out later, because he's like, it's think about all the experiences that and the things that you learn throughout your entire life, and then it's just gone. It's like at least you could harvest that, but if you could upload it instead of freezing your
you?
physical body, you could just upload it somewhere and have all of that stuff be
Yeah.
on chain, if you will.
Do you know what
But
frozen
then what is
Hold on.
consciousness? And then you get into a lot of other questions real quickly.
I mean, I'm not that I'm an advocate
what
for
is
that,
self?
but
Brain just started spiraling.
But
Are we gonna
I
get into
just
slopsism
literally,
right now?
we just got deep. But I just found the article from CoinDesk about the Simpsons episode. It was the NFT special. I mean, it was the Halloween special.
Yes, that's what I'm
like
saying.
a big deal.
I
The
know.
Simpsons Halloween special 2023 was
Right.
dedicated to NFTs.
In the bear market, right? Or in like while they're super down. Very interesting. Very interesting to see.
In the bear market.
In the
in the
bear
bear
market.
market.
We like dags and bears.
You know, in Colorado, in Netherlands, they got this frozen dead guy days. I played a concert with a guy frozen in a block behind me once, and it was very
Wait, you
awkward.
played with Elsa?
No, Elsa didn't make an appearance. She
Let
wasn't
it
there.
go.
Yeah. Let that joke go. I'm sorry.
I know, right? Check it out. Frozen Dead Guy Days up in Netherlands, Colorado. Very odd. They slide down the hill on a block of ice and celebrate a guy that's frozen himself many years ago.
Wait, there's actually a guy frozen.
This is a real thing. This is a real thing.
That's metal as fuck.
This is a real thing.
That
I
is,
am not kidding
honestly.
about anything within that. That's all true. 100% truth. We also have this. The basic system and the credit system is a scam. This guy was just highlighting. He paid off his credit card in full last week. Updated credit score just came through it dropped by 7 points. He hates the system. It just makes him want to stack more Bitcoin harder and harder. This is from Not That Elon with a huge phallic symbol and all that juiciness after it. Just a nice little highlight. You know, it was kind of a eye-awakening when I was coming up and starting to earn good money, and then I realized, wait a minute, they want me to leave these loans on the table for as long as possible so that they have more liquidity shown, and then just barely inch my payments so that they can receive all the interest that is possible out of it. And then the banks or lenders get pissed at you when you pay things off early. As you get better and longer into crypto and start clearing entire sections of debt out, you will see the pain in their eyes as you take those loans away from them, because that's where they create their value on the books. That's how they stay solvent. So make it happen. You know, let's not just continue this debt centipede. Please stop. Please make a difference and be that change. We also had AI Grock tokens inspired by Elon Musk.
I love that freeze frame.
Oh, I know. She's really lit.
Speaking of Grock,
She's really lit about this.
She cannot see.
But immediately, tons
She
of
went to
scam
Ape Fest?
coins. Yeah.
Oh, that was perfect.
No.
I'm done. I'm good.
Oh my God. Nearly 400 different
Retire.
Grock tokens. Look at this.
Retire on that one.
400 different Grock tokens were released by anonymous developers over the weekend, running to a combined market cap of tens of millions of dollars, which has let early bettors bag several multiples on their initial buys. But these tokens are seemingly inspired. Let's see here. Where's the thing? I want to find out because they rugged within a very short amount of time. Top holders of this token are sitting on over $150,000 in unrealized gains from initial buys of just a few $1,000s worth of Ether. Not every release went so well intentioned, though. Developers behind at least 10 different Grock releases have already rug pulled within like 2 days. They rug pulled. So just keep that in mind. The meme coin space.
That reminds me of another
Brutal.
coin I watched do that.
Well, oh God!
Yep.
I mean, things are going very poorly for coins named after people. So please be careful out there. Please be careful out there.
All right, Icarus.
Hey,
Icarus got a lot closer to the sun than I was.
The
willing
bullish
to.
takeaway from here is that there's millions of dollars going back into meme coins. So, whether or not that's actually consumer spending or just more maximized or maxed out credit cards, hey, there's money flooding
That's
into the
chaos
space.
theory.
So.
But apparently the world is ending and the economy's going to crash, yet these meme tokens are going nuts. This is the same chaos theory that we saw in 2020. Everyone's telling you it's all going to break and we're going to hell. There's no fixing this. And then you see risk assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum go from $200. Like Ethereum was $180 at the low of that March moment. And it went to $4,000, was it like $4,800 at the peak? While everyone in the macro markets is just, it's almost like they pray for decay at a point because they want to imagine a world that's fiscally responsible. That's just not the situation. It's really not. That's why Bitcoin
Now with
is
unbridled capitalism.
I know.
It never will be.
I know. There are rumors going around Chainlink. They said, imagine, this is Chainlink on their Twitter, imagine if every Tesla was tokenized as a DNFT with real-time metadata that's updating, showing its service record, mileage. I mean, it's an interesting thought. You can house a lot of information about a car on the blockchain, keep it transparent, yada, yada. Is it actually happening?
How much do you slow down that block size? Is the block size capable of holding all that data?
Right.
Like that's something like nobody talks about. Like
Right.
to chill Cardano for a second. I think that's going to be one of the first blockchains that at minimum gets into the megabyte range, potentially gigabyte, but most of these chains are literally in the kilobits. So you want to start putting all that data in there, see what it does to the chain. Not saying it's not feasible, but that is something you need to discuss.
Well, and that's where like data storage coins and data movement coins.
Yeah,
are,
but still, what is the block side of that? Fabio in here is about to wreck my world. Go for it.
Let's hear it.
No, I was just gonna say, like, especially with like FSD and stuff for Teslas specifically, if they have to talk to other Teslas on the road, you need a secure network. You might have to do that on something like Cardano on a blockchain, Chainlink just helping it out like that. It'd be a lot of data packed in something that's.
I think
probably
it's
can't
Siberium.
handle it.
Right. You think it's Siberium? Siberium's going to do it?
No.
Well, the
Oh
other thing
my
you saw
God.
that Nissan, and I'm sorry, it is pronounced Nissan, by the way.
Yeah.
Did you know that they were reporting whether or not you had sex?
Wait, on what?
In Nissan's, literally part of the ELUA is it is allowed to monitor when you have sex in the vehicle.
By yourself or with somebody?
In the car.
Well, we made eye contact. Is that okay?
It counts.
Yeah.
It definitely counts.
We did it safely. It was fine.
Yeah.
It was fine. It was
Absolutely.
fine. Can we move on?
Yes.
Should I get
well,
out of the middle here?
I got more stuff on Chainlink that's kind of leading us into Hong Kong. We did have Sergi talking
Yes, the
to.
mic. Goddamn, I hate you,
Sergi
Chad.
was talking to financial services and treasury of Hong Kong's government this weekend, just at a symposium. But at the same time, I saw this story. The interesting thing that I found was that Hong Kong is now opening up and speeding up its availability to get spot Bitcoin ETFs approved for its public. And the thing that came to my mind is like all this talks with RWAs and treasury bonds, but now Hong Kong is trying to open up the gates faster than the United States on a Bitcoin spot ETF. Insanely bullish for the US. If you have a competition level, that's how you create that demand. There's only a certain amount of supply. That's where it gets sexual. So Hong Kong is now considering a spot crypto ETF for retail and investors. This comes a month after authorities in the city updated financial regulations to allow their retail investors to buy spot crypto ETFs. Hong Kong, it is important to note, has a different availability of access to financial markets than the rest of mainland China. Hong Kong is the financial hub for China. It's where a lot of the activity that the CCP relies on comes about. And so they let them be a little bit more open with what they're investing in. And crypto is part of that special availability for Hong Kong specifically. Just in a statement that came out saying that they welcome proposals using innovative technology to boost efficiency and customer experiences. Julia Long is quoted by Bloomberg as saying, "We're happy to give it a try as long as new risks are addressed. Our approach is consistent regardless of the asset." I think they got the risks pretty well assessed since how they blocked it during its highs and then opened the availability for people to invest into it while it's nice and low, right? It seems like they're playing a little 5D, 6D chess with their retail markets, because we saw what happened in the United States. A lot of the basic regular person started hearing about crypto when Bitcoin is at like 50, 60K. And then they got it, pissed about it, get more people complaining that it's scams. China was a little bit different. So they were available to invest it now at these lows, but they were blocked from buying it when it would absolutely get them wrecked. So
yeah, I mean, that was definitely 5D chess, like bullish move.
Absolutely, man.
Like none of us even saw that.
I know. It only made sense after hindsight.
For the ETF in China?
Well, no, more that like they literally didn't let people buy when it was crashing. They kept them out of the market.
Yep.
Versus a bunch of dumb Americans on Reddit were like, buy, it's coming back.
Bullish on Hong Kong.
Yeah.
No, for real.
It was actually a pretty smart move, in my opinion, which is useless.
You know,
I'm going to, no, not to your opinion. No, it's good. We'll go on a segue if I.
We got a segue. All right. Well, I never rode one, so who knows about that.
Paul Blart did.
In Asia, things are getting kind of weird. Southern Korea is banning short selling of their entire market until June of 2024. This is all lining up with my June we go to the moon theory.
Yeah.
I think so. I think that's what's happening. But, you know, this is from Walter Bloomberg, just highlighting the fact that they're not ready to let their markets get shorted into the ground. Just want to make note of that. I do watch the macro markets heavily, and this is very interesting, I find. So, and this segues into the banking crisis.
Talking about supply chains.
Yeah. Trucking employment has contracted the fastest on its record in a century. And this is an interesting graph. So the green is the 2000 cycle, you know, the dot-com bust. We have the 2008 cycle, the housing bust. And here we are in the red. And this velocity of trucking unemployment rates is what is giving people kind of the heebie-jeebies, because this graph. So this is a recession over every time when the layoffs happen in the trucking sector. So it's kind of like a canary in the coal mine in the past. This goes back to 1990 right here. And essentially what you have is 2001, you had a large amount of layoffs, which immediately, you know, highlighted recession.
The canary that let you know the recession is coming. 2008. Recession coming. 2020. Recession coming.
Look at this. Look at this.
This time's different.
This double tap is what I find the most fascinating, right? Like we double tapped right here, deep, like it double tapped, and then the second one was worse.
But it's crazy. It's pseudo plateau, impending precipice, precipice, get fuckybus. Like,
absolutely.
Oh my God, how much that tightens.
I know, but guess what? Crypto
God, that's what he
right
said.
here.
I had to do it. Sorry.
Smashed right here. We smashed it in crypto in this. You know, so these things don't scare me in crypto, but if I'm in traditional markets or if I have a retirement that's all, you know, based on traditional finance, you know, continuing to move up and up and up, this would worry the hell out of me. So I'm just highlighting this. It matters. A lot of people are on the sidelines. They're like looking at cryptos, maybe just a little piece or anything like that. I treat crypto as it's a fight for my life.
Well, I'm surprised what you didn't bring up as a prepper. This means that things are going to get more difficult. This means there's going to be supply shocks. And I can't remember the name of one of the largest distribution companies that just laid off like 20,000 people.
We did. I can't remember the name either, but
yes, like whenever you see the ships coming in, like it's one of the major names like on the side of the shipping containers.
And it's the production and the exports are slowing down. We see the trucking sector trimming it down. I do expect traditional markets are going to get a little wrecked, but this is the beautiful chaos theory that I experienced in 2020. Let it burn. Risk assets are going to crush.
We just had Q3 earnings in the stock market, and a bunch of specifically like tech companies said that they were cutting back spending going forward. Like Coca-Cola was one of them as well. I know it's not a tech company, but they're expecting next year to not be that great in traditional finance. So.
And it bleeds when, you know, you see the trucking industry collapsing. It has a direct impact like this Very interesting story that broke on Saturday or Sunday. The trucking bloodbath has also just taken down a bank. The FDIC has seized Iowa-based Citizens Bank and its exposure to commercial trucking in this case.
How?
So the consultant will have full authority and discretion to administer and service the bank's...
Iowa. I was
Yes.
thinking Ontario. I was like, how are we doing something in Canada? I'm just being an idiot.
Yeah, no, this is the bank that went out, Citizens Bank in Sac City, Iowa. It had too much exposure to commercial trucking loan portfolios, which were in unrealized losses or to be realized losses. So they received and absorbed by the FDIC to try and make what they can whole from the depositors there. But that is what happened to this bank because of their exposure to commercial trucking. And the same thing that we're going to see with this is going to play out with commercial real estate, like me and BJ have been talking about. Companies, banks that are over leveraged in their exposure to commercial real estate and ESG-based initiative investments that are in the losses are going to have to realize the losses and be absorbed. It's basically just Survivor Island in monetary terms. And that's another one biting the dust. We have more on this kind of banking fiasco. Bank of America, Chase, and Wells Fargo all glitched the same day that this bank went under in Iowa. Nearly 1 million transactions delayed. What are the odds of that happening all at the same time?
They all use Aladdin.
I know. It's absolutely incredible. Is this what Boss was talking about? Something is happening in the next 24 hours. Big banks imploding. So, we see these headlines. We're like, oh my God, it's going to happen tomorrow. This is a slow process, but this is just the contagion. They said banking contagion. They meant it. And it takes a while to spread out amongst the rest of the market. So, basically, they have a little glitch, they have a little delay. But last week, Bank of America and Charles Schwab had to admit about $130 billion apiece in unrealized losses. So they're getting crushed. And the interest rates that the Federal Reserve has had to raise to act cool in front of the American public and act like they can do anything to stop inflation is helping them be crushed under their own weight because the interest payments are too high now. It's the wonderful world of finance in whole. I try to quantify them quickly so I don't bore. So now I did touch on the ESG losses from these investments, but bankers are also seeking legal coverage after backing $1.5 trillion
Yes.
of ESG debt.
Nice.
This is where it all begins. So this is the stuff I've been talking
How
about.
dare you?
Yeah. So, and just to clarify, so we talked about the $650 billion that they're underwater from commercial real estate, traditional securities, right? This is separate. This is completely separate. The ESG initiative investments that are underwater add up to they make the whole pie around $1.8 trillion in unrealized losses out of a pool of $2.3 trillion to use. So bankers servicing one of the biggest ESG debt makers are now actively seeking legal protection to guard against a potential greenwashing allegations that may be ahead. Oh no, you don't say. You lied to your investors acting like you were in some sustainable initiative when it was not. You were basically just buying carbon credits that didn't belong. So this is bullish. I hope it crashes and burns. The FCA, which is the UK Financial Conduct Authority, in June
addressed... If it crashes and burns, won't that make more carbon? Then you have to buy more carbon credits to offset the burn that happened with the burn?
No, that actually makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, now the problem is like the carbon credits. If you look up Vera, like 90%, they're one of the largest like carbon credit providers for it's VERA. They did this for JP Morgan and everybody, but ultimately it's essentially just the NFT market for the ultra rich, and it's 99% of it is scams. Like 1% of the projects actually were doing something good for like deforestation or something, or reforestation. And then dude, half of these that you can't even prove that they actually. This is where they actually will get away with this because it's so legally vague. Because like they are promising that they're going to offset emissions for something in like 2032, so it's not even built yet. It doesn't even exist yet, but they're getting tax write-offs for it a decade in advance. So the amount of legal loopholes they'll play through it, and then again, the regular population doesn't even understand what's taking place. So it's going to be a little slap on the wrist, and the judge is going to be like, "What is this?" Well,
and a nice way to talk to just Middle America about it is the fact that 22 attorney generals from the United States, all separate states, threatened legal action against BlackRock over its ESG initiative investments because ESG aims to dismantle your local government and commerce because most of those red states produce energy, and if you have ESG restrictions stopping you from producing, you go broke. So it was nice to see the attorney generals at least stand up and have a spine for 5 minutes last year. Now we see Larry Fink starting to inch away from the ESG narrative.
Sequestrian.
What's
He's
that?
changing the word to sequestrian.
Sequestrian.
Yep.
Okay.
That's the new word, but it's just ESG wrapped in another name.
Yeah. I mean, I like to call them scam artists, but that's just me. And make sure to like and subscribe if you hate ESG guarantees. If you are not going to stay at home because you make too much emissions, you're okay farting in public, smash the like.
Where would be a great place to potentially get into some new type of investments?
Well, I'm glad you asked. We have a absolute awesome sponsor in the link of our description of our video. It gives you access to crypto-focused traditional stock option. You have Ripple, you have Chainalysis, you have all kinds of companies that are on the up and come in the traditional markets, but crypto-focused that you can get invested into early. You can get around the accredited investor requirements. So check out the link in our description for that. And then you were going to talk about what's happening in the world right now. I think it needs to be addressed. We did have a Ohio-class nuclear submarine, or nuclear. This type of submarine is the second largest class of sub in the world after the Russian Typhoon or Boreas.
They also carry, 60 nuclear warheads?
24 ballistic missiles.
No, but each one of those holds 8 warheads.
Yes. And they do have
It's absurd.
the capability of taking out basically every major city in a given continent.
Yeah, because watch, the thing will come out and then and then it splits and then
This is a Russian propaganda video. Look at this.
Well, it's a similar setup.
This is a Russian
Better
propaganda.
CGI than Marvel, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
They came out with this this weekend. They're throwing shots over the media border at us. And
What?
Yeah.
Wow, this is actually
this?
crazy
This is
CGI.
from Russia. This is from Russia. This is literal Russian propaganda. So this is what they're envisioning for America. Just so you know, maybe you don't choose violence, but violence often chooses you. So we have
What?
some things happening. I know, Hannah. I'm sorry. It's not all pudgy penguins and sunshine and fucking rainbows. I'm sorry. We have pain in the world. I'm sorry.
There we go. I was waiting for you to take that shot.
What have I done? I'm sorry. Look, and it gets worse. Look at it. Justin, the CIA director, arrived in Israel right as the propaganda came out over the
my
weekend. Very bullish.
Not bullish on. Never mind.
Well, what happens is,
I'm biting my tongue.
Yeah.
listen,
That was.
markets pump during war. There is no.
Oh, yeah.
You can't deny that. And if you look at Raytheon and Lockheed Martin and our overall, stock market. Many times throughout history of the United States, we go to war, markets have a slight correction first and then absolutely pump up because they have to increase production.
Well, that's why I said when all this
what
started,
happens.
They got a money print.
with the country that nobody cares about now, but I coined the term BTI, by the invasion.
Oh my God.
No, it was last time I was like,
That
watch
sounds like,
Raytheon, watch all these stocks. They're going to rip.
I
And
know.
They rip.
I know.
Yeah.
It's coming. It's not stopping. It's not getting easier. So yes, another reason to be prepped. Being prepped is not easy though. You will be playing in the mud. I'm going to dig a tunnel system. I think that's my next step here. What are you laughing at?
Can I get an invite?
An invite to the tunnel system? I mean, it'd be pretty grimy. I was thinking about making like a spider trap door. You know what I mean? With the nice
There's
bush.
a guy in England that's been doing that.
Well, you talking?
I can't remember his name. It's actually really fun. He's been doing it for 3 years. now.
Really?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
pretty easy to find on the interwebs.
Okay, I'll find it. Maybe a UK bushcraft, maybe under.
Is that the guy that keeps digging into the underground cities because they're after World War I and
No,
World War
this
II,
is
they
just in his
paved over it?
backyard.
Oh, he just did.
Yeah. He's got this giant bunker in his backyard and it's storage closet. You can go down in it and it's just a
Like the Batcave.
He's
now.
a goofball.
Yeah.
I'm
Nice.
gonna get one. I'm going to get one.
Yeah.
I am going to be underground. At least my man cave will be. Now, we talk about world trade and all this macro BS just to get a scope on what we give to the world as far as exports and what we import from the world as far as imports. To give you guys a better idea of it, we'll zoom in a little bit here. So, Canada, we import $438 billion worth of goods. We import from Mexico $455 billion, and then we export a little bit less than we import, but not too bad of a relationship, pretty even keel. Now you can see within this, smaller European nations, we're taking quite a bit from a lot of different sources, and we're given a little bit less. We consume more than we exert here as well. China, this is the thing. it's hard to imagine China cutting off their nose to spite their hand here, but they export $537 billion worth of goods to us a year, and we import much more. So we import right around, look at the difference. We only export 154 billion to them, and we're taking $537 billion worth of goods.
God, I love how the government balances the books.
That's a healthy long term.
Yeah.
It's kind of lopsided. A little lopsided.
We're putting $500 billion into their economy.
It is. Well, they manufacture. They have a lot of manufacturing infrastructure that they need to keep full. They need to keep the orders full. You got to keep the relationship good, right? This is kind of crazy, though. Look at for how many bonds Japan holds of the United States. Look how little they are involved with our trade relations. 148 billion is what we are importing from Japan, and what we give to them, minuscule. I mean, we are exporting only $80 billion worth of goods, yet Japan is our largest holder of bonds. So quite an interesting relationship. And then beyond that, we have very little going.
I'll probably start selling those off within a month. Have you seen the ends just plummeting right now?
Okay.
But that chart for the chat, if you guys don't realize, whenever you guys hear people talk about like deglobalization, that's what that is. This is where we're moving towards a regionalistic based economy as China's becoming this superpower. And so, they're going to currently just use alternative currencies, and they're establishing larger trade partners with people outside of the US now today. So that's where that BRICS narrative comes in.
Yeah.
But this is incredibly bullish for crypto, because you actually point out in the beginning of the show, you said it takes, decades for a reserve currency to switch or altercate. And it doesn't mean that the US dollar is going to essentially lose that value. It just means there's going to be alternatives that come into play. And so this is going to be really bullish for crypto as you watch specifically a lot of Southeastern Asian countries start actually cutting their rates, like you said at the beginning of the show again. So
Absolutely.
Watch Hong Kong tokens. That's all I have to say. Conflux? Anybody?
Are you going to be doing a DeFi video? Are we going to do a DeFi dig?
I'll do a DeFi dig, and then I think we should do a Hong Kong one too, because there's a lot of Hong Kong-based tokens which fall through ETHgate's kind of running rampant again through Twitter.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of ties to the Wangjing blockchain group, who funded like $500,000 early on stage for Ethereum and kept it afloat, and they've kind of and Gary Gensler, MIT, Prometheum, all of that. So. It's still something I think people like. Don't be scared of it. Just be aware of it and just trade it. Right? There's gonna be VC and money there.
Absolutely. And that story is making its rounds. ETHgate coming back out into the mainstream. We'll see if it's picked up. They say it's kind of crazy title headline. ETH founders fraud bigger than FTX fraud. They're saying it's bigger than FTX right here. I mean, those are big words.
Have I not been calling Ethereum and Coinbase FTX 2.0 that's coming?
Can I call out Steven from that article though right here? I forgot his last name. Just drop the information. Stop teasing it for clickbait and prove it. Because we've been waiting for this for years. If you're in the XRP community, you've been watching ETHgate since 100%. You realized Bill Hinman was like a complete twerp. So it's like this guy's now on Twitter like getting millions of views, and he's like, "It's coming. My lawyers are working on it." It's like, dude, grow some balls. And just drop it.
As probably the biggest Ethereum bear in this office, even I looked at this and was like, way to not even blue ball me. Like you didn't even get me hard. Like you said none of what I even remotely needed to hear.
It was like looking at a Viagra ad that was like 3 seconds long during Super Bowl. Like it happened and you just forgot about it. Right?
That's long enough, right?
Yeah. It just kind of implemented it. But
Oh my god.
So Josh, do you think anything's gonna happen to ETH or no? You think
to Ethereum? I think it's too corrupted. But people, I feel like truth is often a mirage. And so what I mean by that is, in the distance, there's always going to be this truth everybody is chasing. And based off different philosophies, everybody in this community that is based off tribalistic needs and communities through whether Cardano maxis, XRP maxis, Bitcoin maxis, they're always going to constantly attack it. But is it going to actually collapse it? I don't think so. I think it's too big to fail, just similar to how the traditional financial sector works, right? There's a lot of really big VCs, really big asset management companies. We're dealing with Operation Choke Point 2.0, which is literally regional banks are collapsing like weekly right now, and then just larger institutions, the FDIC, are just absorbing them. It's just, centralizing even more, monopolizing
and no one even cares anymore.
Nobody even cares.
So exciting.
The basement does.
Yeah.
I mean, I get
So
hard.
I wanted to say really quick off that, though, is I do believe Bitcoin layer 2s are going to pop off this next bull run. And people are not anticipating, not even necessarily stacks or ones that haven't been developed yet. Watch Web 5. I think there's going to be a crossover with RWAs, real world assets again, that are being built on Bitcoin's network. And people think that, I still believe Bitcoin's probably truly the most misunderstood asset. And we're all starting to see, it's starting to come to surfaced that people realize proof of stake ecosystems are inevitably centralized. So it's like, I think we're just going to see a progression away from it, but it's not going to go anywhere. Ethereum will still pump pricey $5,000-$6,000.
I mean, catch them all. Like I think Ethereum is out of number 2 this run. Personally, and I think that's whatever the next layer 1 is going to be.
Bro, that means one of these competing layer 1s is going to hit $800 billion.
Which I have been saying for a very long time. Again, the non-determinism is a huge issue.
It is.
Every single layer 2 is not scaling the actual chain. It's you know the word I'm trying to say, but I can never say that word. Basically going off with everything. You're basically creating backdoors with everything. It is absolutely corrupted. You do have VCs in there, but like, the governments and other people cannot stop Bitcoin. There's a lot of other actual decentralized chains that you can't actually stop. So how do you make crypto look bad? You destroy Ethereum. I also think Coinbase is potentially going to be involved in this. Look at that. They were in trouble with the SEC, and then 2 weeks later, they're the custodial service for the ETF.
Yeah.
Like, if that doesn't seem like your hands are in somebody's dirty pocket, it is. So,
and
like,
immediately
I don't trust
acknowledged.
that. Does that mean you won't potentially make gains? No, like they can be mutually exclusive, but I don't trust the chain because of that, and like I don't touch it because of that.
Yeah.
But that is my personal opinion. That doesn't mean you shouldn't invest. That doesn't mean you shouldn't look at it. But I wouldn't touch it personally because of those reasons. I think they're basically going to rug pull the chain.
This is kind of an insane concept to think about, Ethereum being dethroned as number 2 in the next bull market. Even if we have diminished returns situation land between 4 to 5 trillion in the overall market cap, number 2, in my opinion, is going to come in right at around $700 to $1 trillion. Number 2 will be at that valuation if we hit a $4 to $5 trillion market cap. It's insane to think about the potential. Should we just do some moon math and see what
we should.
card? Let's
well,
do
I
some
almost
moon
want to put
math
together. So, like, Coin Perspective, I think, is an amazing website. What was that one you said again, Josh?
Coinrank.io for vesting schedules and fundraising.
So if it's
These are things you need to be
Cardano,
looking
let's see
at.
if I can get you a bonus.
If
So
you
it's-
get Chad, if you haven't ever looked at fundraising or vesting schedules, you need to look at token allocation. That's going to tell you if it's. It will literally tell you if it's a VC token.
I like token unlocks
Like
too.
the Masari chart when they show.
Oh yeah,
oh my god,
it's like 13. It's what I don't know how people are getting so hard for WorldCoin. I was like, holy smokes, you're just exit liquidity for life. I was like, and you're giving them your retina
Here's
information.
WorldCoin right here. Let's check it out. Token unlocks.
I tried to check it out when I
WorldCoin.
was in Barcelona a few months ago, but I was like, I actually don't want to go anywhere near that.
There's
There's
the
somebody-
allocations. And I can literally break the. I mean, I'm sure you guys have been part of ICOs and everything, but I worked on a Launchpad, and it's like, guys, like whenever you're looking at standard allocation, can you pull up? Does it say like where the allocation goes towards? Like
let's
if
see
it
here.
says like early founders.
Yeah, so TFH
There's a bunch of cameras in front of me.
WorldCoin community right here.
Oh, it's right in
TFH.
front.
Yeah.
So 7.5 billion. Well, it's not going to the community because there's 1% circulation. So traditionally, guys, what a lot of these VCs will do is in the tokenomics, you have to realize white papers. Every like influencer is going to say, read the white paper. Like that's how you learn. A white paper is a sales pitch. Okay, so you're going to be sold to in that white. That white paper is meant to sell you on that product. So there's no good due diligence at that point. So when you go into these vesting schedules, this is like where the truth can be found. You want to see how much is being allocated to early founders, early investors, seed investors, whether it's a Series A, Series B, or the funding was created. And it's locked up for 12 months right there.
Right.
So that's pretty much your time span of number can go up. And if number doesn't go up in that time frame, you're going to have a situation like Gala Games where they dump 400% of the circulating supply onto the market, and all of a sudden you have to now to just retain all-time highs like previous bull run. You're going to need 4 times the amount of capital run, and it makes it just way harder to hit those numbers.
Kind of like Algorand. So that's what happens. Sorry about you. I'm sorry about you.
Sui and Aptos have pretty bad ones as well.
Yes.
I don't know if you can pull them up, but like, I think it's around the halving next year that they get huge dilution, or it'll be done with by then.
Yeah, here it is.
Yeah,
Here
see
it
that?
is.
They ramp up like crazy. Are you kidding?
Yeah, they
When the
purposely
chart
make it
looks
go
like
up.
it was rendered in 8-bit.
Well, I love how they purposely put it up, but you just need to inverse the image down, and that's like the actual price action.
Yeah. Important to note here. So, got to keep that in mind. But God, if Cardano is this chosen one, and it gets to 790,
Still might not. But even as one of the maxis, I still have a lot of questions.
I'm out of Cardano right now. I'm just,
You were never in it. Get out of here.
I was
Fairweather
in and
fan.
out. I got out at 40 cents before it fell down.
Dude, you were in and out like prom night. Like, don't act like anybody cares.
You're damn right I was.
I never got into it because I was always around developers that were like, screw Rust.
Really?
And then like, screw Hashco.
Well, there was that
you know.
complaint.
Well, it has nothing to do with Rust. You do know that, right?
I don't. I'm not the engineer.
Okay,
so,
word.
well, I know not anymore. Now they're using Hashco, right?
They never used Rust.
Oh,
That's
well,
like Polkadot, Avalanche, which actually I think Rust is actually a really good program.
Yeah.
It seems pretty sick.
Yeah, I think it's just like I've always been around, unfortunately, Solidity devs, and like they're just, you know, it's
Oh, you
kind
mean
of
JavaScript devs?
or is that what it is?
It's
Yeah,
pretty
I don't know.
much
It's
JavaScript.
very.
It's useful.
It's like universities. Oh, you went to Harvard? Oh, that's great.
All right,
You know, I'm
C90W.
staying-
Couldn't get into Yale?
Look
Yeah,
at
couldn't get into UCLA.
C90FTW wants to know, new guy, what's
What?
your largest favorite holding? Go.
I think he means
Which new
this
guy?
new guy.
The middle new guy.
My
you're
largest favorite holding. Well, honestly, right now, HelloCoin has been making me tons of money, but really, I think I might be either Ethereum or Cardano with it.
Okay.
All of my NFTs are Cardano.
Okay, gotcha. It's always good to get a feel. for
Orange
it.
guy Trump.
Speaking of
Orange
Orange
guy bad.
Man, I think the world should start accepting the fact that Trump's going to win the next presidential election. So just throwing it out. I know it's painful. I know it's painful, but it's coming. So, you know, we see some polls that went out. I don't even think I have the. Oh, here's the poll. Yeah. So these are all swing states. President Biden trailing Trump in 5 of the 6 most important battleground states in the year before 2024. And the polls by the New York Times and Siena College have found that he is absolutely raking it in. Wisconsin still riding with Biden somehow, but it's going to get nasty. So with that, I am just throwing it out there, even if it does come. I didn't sit here wishing for, the geriatric with the colostomy bag to fail. I didn't want that. And now that we see a potential to get someone else into office, be open for new ideas. Don't be so tribalistic. Remember mean tweets and $2.50 gas. $1.50 gas. Do you remember that?
That will never happen again.
I mean, it depends
Unless
on who
drill,
we conquer.
baby, get drilled.
Depends on who we conquer. Never say never.
Depends on who we
Josh.
conquer. Okay.
Okay.
You must be talking Biden right now.
Well, I'm talking some.
we going Indo-Pacific, or are we going next?
We're gonna be turning some places in ice.
Who are we, as George W. Bush would say, who are we
We
liberating?
look at the list of people whose central bank isn't controlled by the name we're not allowed to say. It's very easy to see where we're going next.
I know.
I was
We're there.
rereading George W. Bush's 2003 speech after we invaded, just went into the oil wars, and his speech was so. I don't know how people don't look back on that and go, "Holy smokes, this was pretty tyrannical." He's just straight up saying, "We must liberate. It's our duty to liberate and
you
force
remember how-
liberal democracy." We're
remember
"Oh."
the psyop after, or not psyop, but the aggressive patriotism that was created out of the Twin Towers, right? And then we were able to just hop from Arab country to the next without a second thought about it.
You have to.
We're in
I don't know
another
if,
country now.
I don't know if you've looked at it, but it'd be great for a video. You would love it. I don't know if you've seen the mind altering bombs now that Nikki Haley's been talking about. That China has, and that's what's making people change. It makes them question their sexualities and stuff like that. It's back to the. I don't know if I can say it on stream because there's a name for it.
It has nothing to do with the
careful.
bisphenol
It's
A,
called I don't know if you can say it, but it starts with a G. Can you say? I'm just gonna say it. The gay bomb. That's what it's called.
You
That's
just
what's called.
triggered the algorithmic robots.
I had to. That's a real thing, by the way, that a candidate running for presidency is arguing for right now. I'm just saying.
But again, it has nothing to do with bisphenol A,
No.
the leaching
No.
of that.
No, that's reality. I just putting that out there. That's not
Josh, are
made
you
up.
moving out here?
Yes.
You're screwed then, because look at this. Joro spiders, huge, invasive,
Huge.
spreading
gross.
around the country. Eastern United States is at risk. The largest species of spider found in the United States are huge.
Hold
Brightly
on.
Wait,
colored.
scroll down.
This is horrible. Look
Hold
at
on.
this.
Isn't
When
that
was
just an
this
orb
published?
weaver?
This-
That's not an orb weaver?
This is a Joro spider.
That is disgusting.
Oh, we
I
have
can't
those-
see it behind the camera.
When
but I'm
was
looking
this
at
published?
Owen's PC.
Oh, I have those all over my yard
terrifying.
and literally filmed them banging.
November 3rd. You have filmed them banging
Yes.
before?
Bro,
Because if you see two spiders about to, it was like a week-long process of the female picking the mate. Then there was one left, and then I saw it. I wanted to
Bro,
see him
set
get
up a
eaten.
time lapse.
I wanted to see it.
Do you
No, I
see
sat
this
there and
thing?
almost missed my flight to Vegas.
Spiders
Wait,
are
so
so
she-
nasty.
Yeah,
They-
the females eat the male afterwards.
you literally watched them mate and then the girl ate the boy.
Oh, she went for it and he got out of the way. And then it was this dance for like 30 minutes. And he kept like building webbing around as like blockades.
So
You
he
know what? The
survived?
spider. There is one specific community the spider has something in common with.
What's that?
The hex community.
Oh.
This is what.
Well, they make sacrifices.
That's true.
For real. Hold on, wait, BJ. So the male got away?
I think it eventually got eaten. I eventually had to get on my flight because I thought it'd be really funny if I missed my flight and had to explain to my executive producer of why I was late.
There's a spider.
I'm intrigued
I was filming
by this.
spiders fucking, sorry.
But okay,
Yeah.
these spiders
Things
came
happen.
over in like 2020 on ships,
Yes,
allegedly.
from Japan. Yep.
well, same thing
during flu season, and my mom was like, they're everywhere. Like she was sending me
they've taken
pictures. I
over.
remember she was like, they're everywhere.
They've
What
taken
are
over.
these? And
Yeah.
I was like terrified of them. I was like, what are these?
They're horrible.
Like where did they come
with
from?
stink bugs came, I think, in 98.
Yeah. Well, the more
Those
like,
aren't normal.
you're done for it. Josh,
Yeah.
when we go walking around the forest, I have broken
I want
through.
to say it's 98.
I
as an
broke through a
invasive
web
species.
that was like breaking through a sheet of paper towels.
They were eating telephone
somewhere in
wires.
Asia,
Yes.
I believe.
Yes.
And
Wait,
that
what?
I
Wait,
was
hold on.
see they
What
came
were-
over on ships from Japan during flu season and they were eating telephone wires.
These
and I was
spiders?
like,
Yeah.
yes, and I was like,
Mid-1990s.
this is not normal. Like these are like programmed or something. I was like, why are they eating our telephone wires? Like we're gonna lose our phone access. There's so many things that happen in my brain and where I was just like, this is not normal. Like what is happening? And I was like, nobody is paying attention. The Zorro spiders is one
Yeah,
of them.
is that
It's
the
like a
same
fever
spider?
dream.
Well, it's
It's-
a Joros.
You
a
just
Joro.
took me back.
Let me see here.
They're like these spiders were trained to eat our
I
infrastructure.
was
like it.
literally,
And, like-
I was like,
Yeah.
what
And, like,
is
they're
it?
what's
that's a
rusting
video
our
of them.
railways. Yeah,
I had to rant.
that's the real reason we can't have renewable energy.
I almost got eaten, man. I busted through one of their webs. This thing was like
Yeah,
6 or
is
7
that
inches
the same
long.
thing?
It is. It is.
Dude, that is disgusting.
Yeah,
I
so
know.
like, and then that's the male,
That
and
is
then eventually you'll come
disgusting.
in and we'll, oh yeah, they're way
They
smaller.
get eaten. But watch your biscuits, watch your butt, because the Joro spiders are taking over the eastern U.S.
Next video.
And there's a lot of good stuff going for us in crypto. Maybe we should start accepting the fact of what's coming in the presidential election to not get focused on all the negativity
Yeah.
that's coming for you.
I tried to show it here.
Oh, no, you can't see it from
No,
there.
well, we can try it.
right,
Yeah,
let's
no,
try.
I zoomed in a bunch. So
Is that the man too?
can we? Yeah.
All right, do that.
If you try, oh god,
Oh,
where is
God.
it? Where
Oh,
is
God.
it?
Oh, God.
Where are you? Okay.
There it is.
So see that's the male coming in. They're about to bang. Yeah.
Oh my god, this is a good video.
Dude,
Oh no,
that's a
yeah.
pretty
So
good
you can come to the side. And
Nature proves that size doesn't matter.
No, you'll see. No, there's a ninth leg that comes out where you're like, damn, homie.
No way.
Yeah. No, you'll see.
Spiders have a ninth leg.
Yeah.
That's what this is.
If we give this like another 2 minutes, like he'll finish.
Just skip through.
No, it's almost there. It's like 40 seconds. This is totally worth it.
I mean, this
But
is
I
for
almost
science.
missed a flight. to
Don't
film
expose
this.
bro like that,
Yeah.
man.
This is for science, man.
But-
It's actually sped up. He lasted at least 3 minutes.
But she'll go in for the kill and he gets away.
But
But like another
putting
30.
in
At
work.
this point, we're here for this. At this point,
He's putting it in.
but no, you can see it. You see that little thing. You see it. You see it sticking out.
I see it.
Hold on.
Oh,
But
he's
is
hung.
that a Joro? Because I always called these orb weavers.
No, that looks like a Joro spider for sure.
Oh, he's going in.
Oh no, he's about to finish.
Oh,
Are we gonna get demonetized for showing spider sex?
This is for
you gotta hit that ooh.
This is for science.
She's gonna go for it though. She's gonna go for the kill.
Oh, look at up and down. A
He's
little
about
bit.
to pull out.
Yep. There it is.
He's
Little
done.
movement.
Almost.
Is he smaller?
He's like, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I didn't last
the male's
longer.
the small one.
Oh no, man, this is
Hold
really.
up.
She's into short kings.
Oh god, I'm full of suspense now. I
I know,
feel
it's
for his
about to
life.
happen.
Yeah.
See, 90s, I'd
It's-
imagine this is your first show.
So I think she tries to get him, and then there's this like awkward standoff, and it goes like this. And I sat out there for like another like 40 minutes trying to film this.
Whole life for that.
He
Yeah.
sacrificed everything for you.
But
And
I
that's how
watched
BJ
this,
missed
like-
his flight.
Yeah, this goes on for like a week where there's multiple males, and then the hierarchy happens, and then the final dance is there. And I literally was getting ready to leave for a flight and came outside and was like, "Are they about to bang?"
That is so awesome.
But yeah, I think
she
that's an
picks
orb
the one
weaver,
that
too.
she
Like,
likes.
I
and
agree
then
with
she
Eric.
mates and then she kills him.
It's just like real life. All right.
But my vote is still that's an orb weaver.
Yeah. I mean, they look really
I have
similar.
no wife that's not like
I'm
this. This
just
is a crypto
happy
show.
that we got to watch that with another 252 people, guys. Make sure you smash that
That was
like
really
button
cool.
Only in the basement.
for the short king.
Yeah.
Well, it's been an amazing
You
show.
wanna
We
see
went
some
well
spiders?
over time, way over time. We just off the rails, but it's Monday. Markets are feeling good. Spiders are banging it out in BJ's backyard. We are
That's
back.
the front yard.
We are back, people. So make sure to smash the like on your way out. Share the stream. Stay in our Discord. You guys are absolutely lit in there. And drop me all your questions. I see them all. I'm trying to get to everything. We're doing a lot of things. So keep them coming. Thank you for joining us, though. Crimson Caravan, Treb, Michael Moore, Catch 'em All. I think we'll be seeing Catch 'em All soon here in the studio. Ralphie, Web3 Me, you all are absolutely fantastic. I hope you guys have a great end to the night. And we'll be seeing you tomorrow with hopefully some super bullish news and thick, juicy bags. But until next time, Druth out. Take care.